Okay, so we're going to talk to Emily Epstein White. We've been triangulating our locations and our at least locations with respect to wrong button. With respect to clock time. So we're just gonna hold this space for right now while I drive to my next patient. Finish my banana. We will finish the banana. The wind in Philadelphia is so bloody strong right now. It's like pushing me around. And you're like, give me that. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Give me that shirt. Give me that little cartoon your daughter drew you and you stuck in the door of your car. I'm gonna take that. Give me your wallet. Give me your life. Okay, we're gonna call Emily Epstein White. Had a false start earlier because our timelines did not merge, if you will. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Cheslock. We're gonna talk to Emily Epstein White, very good friend of mine, local Philadelphia comedian. Well, maybe not local to where you're coming from. You know, I don't know where you are, friend, but I come from the Philadelphia area. You might be in Hanoi, Vietnam. I did have a couple downloads from Vietnam. I want you all my Vietnamese fans to know that I see you, I love you, and I hear you. All right, buddy, I'm about to ring you up. Oh my god, FedEx is on one side of the street and freaking UPS is on the other. This is like forbidden Tetris. Oh my god. Good lord. Ugh. Hey!
Hello.
Hey, Emily Epstein White. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Although I did just do a little bit of forbidden Tetris on the road. Here and I'm going to explain that in a moment. Where the heck am I? What locale am I at? Shelmere Street, Rolling Hill Road. I am in Elkins Park.
Okay.
Okay, now
I have an aunt and uncle that used to live in that area.
Now, you may have experienced this, and that is the forbidden Tetris. Now, forbidden Tetris can be in a lot of different places. And in this particular situation, on a very thin street, on a very narrow street. We don't describe streets as thin, do we? We describe them as narrow, don't we?
Yeah, not spelled, just, yeah.
This street is thick. It ain't a thick street neither, you know what I mean? It's not wide. Anyhow, alright, I am losing the thread. But there was a UPS truck on one side, not too much room, and then a FedEx truck on the other, and I had to do the forbidden Tetris to move my vehicle through that little interchange. And it's like, could you guys work together to not completely almost block the entire street? This is super annoying.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you meant, you literally played a quick game of Tetris on your phone while driving, or you were trying to get out. But
that would be the truly forbidden Tetris.
Yes. It is pretty amazing how, the UPS and the Amazon folks just do not care.
I mean,
and wherever they want.
I understand. Now this is wild. If I kept driving, I would have driven right into a graveyard. Maybe that's why that's there. Woo! It's right by the road. There's another one for you, boys. Here's another one, boys. Just put him in the ground. Good lord. Put him in his whole friggin' car in there. Is it paid off? Not yet. Well, let him work it off first, and then we'll put him in the ground. I'm driving.
Wait, was it like you're driving down the street and then it just turns into a cemetery?
The road leads directly into a cemetery, and it's a hairpin turn that I just experienced. This is in real time. I am driving, both hands on the wheel, by the way.
Nice. Well, that's good.
Well,
I don't know why they do it like that, because they're just tempting fate one of those days when there's one of the funeral processions and someone's going to drive right into it.
Yeah, but that's how they get more customers.
So wrong.
Am I? If I was so wrong, then you wouldn't have laughed like that.
But it's funny, there's a cemetery near where I live, and it's a turn, the way it's done, it's very easy to, not turn into the cemetery, but, turn into people that are going into or out of the cemetery.
You mean turn into the cemetery, metaphysically transform into it?
It does not exactly, but, I mean, there's a gate, but it spiritually, I feel its presence before I turn the corner.
Now the USPS is mucking me up. He just stopped in the middle of the road, no indication. He's like, guess what? This is now a parking spot. No, it's not!
Yeah, they don't care. I don't get it. I guess it's not their truck and they have great insurance so they can do what they want, but still.
Here's the thing. I know they're busy, and I actually respect that, and I really appreciate USPS, FedEx. I really appreciate delivery drivers. I appreciate truck drivers. If we didn't have these things, we wouldn't have the goods and services that we know and love, and my life and my quality of life would grind to a halt insofar as getting foods and such things are concerned, and I would be a very fussy baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, the issue whereby people are driving down the road and just decide that this spot right here, stop, bam, guess what? Rear end me, I don't care. It's not my car anyway, as you suggested. It happens all the time, and it's in the populace now, where average people, and they'll be parking right next to a parking spot, and they're just yeah, this is the spot. No, the spot is right there. I know it's a little more difficult for you to parallel park, and maybe you never learned how, and I should talk to your parents if they're still alive, and why didn't you teach this kid to parallel park? I know it's hard, but you know what else is hard? Creating negativity and danger. That's hard. That's harder.
See, the more we talk about this, the more I kind of would like to drive one of those around and just not care. I think the bigger the vehicle, the less they give a fuck. They're just all right, well, you can go around.
Well, let's do a little yes-anding. Have you ever done any actual improv?
No.
Okay, well...
I've done some sketch stuff, but and I've done some improv games, but I'm a stand-up person.
Let's yes-and this and say all right, okay. Emily Epstein White is driving down the road, as you say, in an extra-large vehicle. In my mind, what I'm picturing is you're in a fucking army tank, dude.
I mean, one would hope.
You're in...
Go big or go home, right?
I'm sorry?
I said go big or go home.
Yeah, well, maybe you're driving home. Maybe you're go big and go home.
To my army base where I
you have your kids and your husband. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my fleet of tanks.
And you have a helmet on and you're driving I don't think... Okay, so here's the thing. The person in the turret that you see that pops their head up, unfortunately, we're losing the thread here, and the logic doesn't work because that's not the person actually driving, because you don't actually drive from there. You drive from inside.
No, they're the ones that they're the ones that do the weapon, right?
Well, you can have a weapon, but I think the cannon is operated. I think that's just the person who gets shot, just the person who pokes their head out.
Nice.
All right.
They're the ones that... No. They're probably the ones, because the visibility isn't great in those tanks, that if you need to parallel park, that they're just
okay.
just curve to the right, that sort of thing.
You ain't parallel parking that tank. You're just rolling whatever's in your way. That's the whole point, remember?
True. That's true.
Now, if I wanted to get really geeky about it, I'd say all right, what kind of tank is it? Is it a Panzer? Is it a... oh god, all I can ever remember is Panzer. I know that the British have a certain kind of tank. What is it? What is the British tank? Oh my god, it's in there. God, I can't remember the name of British tanks. I feel so like I'm not prepared for this podcast now. We're gonna have to do this later. I need to study up on tanks. I'm sorry, Emily Epstein White. Just kidding.
Well, it's funny because I just looked it up and they're there are 5 types of tanks: light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, tank destroyer, and self-propelled guns. I don't think that's as specific as I would like, though.
British tank names. I'm at a stoplight. This is safe for me to look this up. Matilda 2, Challenger, Centurion, Chieftain, Valentine, Churchill tank, Conqueror, yeah. Cromwell. Ooh, that's like taking it back to King Henry VIII time.
I would absolutely be driving a Matilda.
Yeah, a Matilda 2.
Matilda 2. Yeah, right, of course.
A9
I mean, the
Cruiser
Matilda
MKI.
one as well.
Why is this one called A9 Cruiser MKI? Like, what's that? Why did we break the thread of having fun names? General Sherman. The Sherman tank. That's it.
Yeah, that's a well-known one.
Here's a fun thing. Do you know the Volkswagen Beetle was originally designed to be an amphibious attack vehicle, and it had turrets like it was a tank. And up until 2002, maybe 1998, they designed into the design of the Volkswagen Beetle that it could float, and they designed it out of the design when they had the modern VW Bug, but the original ones were a military vehicle and they had propellers and whatnot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I mean, I did drive, not the same, but I drove a Volvo station wagon in high school, and that felt very close to the next model after the tank.
Yeah, is Volvo a German vehicle?
I believe so. No, yeah, I think so.
Did you know that Adidas is a German company, and you don't pronounce it Adidas, you pronounce it Adidas?
It's Adidas. I did. Actually, Volvos are Swedish.
Volvos are Swedish. The Swedish. Mm-hmm. You know what? The Swedish.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that our Volvo's name was Sven.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so queef. I almost said queef.
It's not queef.
It's
quaint.
Not queef. It's quaint and sweet.
Yeah.
It's quaint and sweet at the same time, so it's queet.
I have done that many times in my life, where you get so excited that you try and combine two words at the same time accidentally.
Are you telling me that I sound like I'm excited? Because I am.
I do think you sound like you're excited.
Oh, cool. Well, it's a beautiful day, and, I got a show later. I get some stage time later on a Friday, which is the crown jewel experience for me anyway.
It's the best.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Do you have any shows coming up, Emily Epstein White?
I do. I'm doing Don't Tell comedy tonight in a mansion of some kind, and I'm doing Close Quarters comedy tomorrow at Brown.
Don't Tell is one that I wanted to get myself worked into their minds about. I don't know who even. I'm not trying to. Oh God, don't friggin' do that. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Hey, by the way, I'm so sorry. And by the way, I'm so sorry. And I'll fall over backwards saying I'm sorry because I have a thing where I think people are mad at me like a lot. Like this person.
I'm not mad at you, but I will say it is fun to do because some of the venues are wild.
Well, that's why I want to do it, and eventually, if I just put it into the universe and be a cool person, I believe that I will do comedy in an interesting place. That's what I would like.
There you go. There was one that we did. I did it once in it was like a wrestling shop where they had like all sorts of like wrestling figures and like sneakers and stuff, and it totally felt like being inside the ball of like a high school boy.
The ball, like one of the testicles.
In the testicle. Yep, just
one of them.
Hanging out there.
Is this a person who has lost one of them because of a wrestling accident?
It's a teenager. We should have both. We're not talking about a Lance Armstrong situation.
Some don't. You know.
You're right. And then the crown
kidneys.
jewels.
You can get just one is good enough. No, I don't know if that's true. I should. I'm a medical person. All right, as you were saying, I'm so sorry. I tramped all over your words.
It's okay. The crown jewel of that experience was after the second show.
Great callback, by the way. Great callback, crown jewel. Go ahead. Sorry, I tramped on your words.
Thank you. I went to go get my car, which was parked on South Street, and it had been towed, and so I had to get my car out of a tow lot on my birthday.
Farf.
That's nice.
You know what I call that situation?
A shit show.
Kinda. I use a different word though. I call it farf. It's where you fart and barf at the same time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was very lucky. I went back to the show, and a couple comics were nice enough to take me around the delightful PPA lots of Philadelphia because it was not parked where they said it was going to be. And
God, it was an Ocean's 11 situation. Good Lord.
It was, shout out to Drew Montana and Naeem Ali because they drove me around and I got my car back eventually.
That's not surprising even a little. That's not surprising even a little bit that those two guys would lean in and help you out. They're solid people.
They are delightful gentlemen.
Yeah,
and I
they
think
really are.
I think we almost got in a fight with one of the PPA guys, but it was de-escalated.
You know what? I thought you were. You know what? I thought you were going to say they are the wonderful gentlemen, but I think we almost got in a fight with each other when we were trying. I don't know why my brain wanted to give that information, but it makes more sense that you almost got in a fight with one of the PPA people.
Yeah, he was not the nicest, but yeah, no, it was wild. There were so many people there because they had just towed like a bunch of people at the same time. Because I was parked on a street where it was legal until a certain time, and then after that it was tow zone. But it was like, the sixth sign on top of all the other signs, so you don't always see them.
Oh my god!
And I asked the guy. I was like, I had to go get my insurance because it was in the car. I was telling him it was my birthday. He's like, yeah, you're not the first one. And I was like, has your car ever gotten towed before? He said, yeah. I said, were they at least nice to you because you work here? And he's like, when like your mom is a teacher at a school that you go to and everybody bullies you because of that, that's basically what happened. And I was like, that makes me feel a little better, so thank you.
I thought he meant like you're not the first one with a birthday. Like, yeah, we all have birthdays later.
No. Well, first ones that have to get their car on their birthday.
I knew it. Just I have a bit machine in my head that I'm like, take that and recombine it elsewhere. That's all.
And there was a drunk chick that got in line when we were all waiting in line and started chanting "fuck the PPA," and we all united together and started chanting, and then did the Eagles cheer song. So it was really nice.
Well, I mean, those kind of communal justice-seeking chants will always end, at least in this area of the world, in the Eagles chant for sure.
True.
This time last Friday, I was wrapping up patient visits because my workflow was a bit better than it is today. But anyway, I parked a mile and a half outside. I got there at about 2:30. I parked a mile and a half outside the art museum area and quite literally ran in, like sprinting so I could hear the speeches. And I was like so hungry. I was about like 200 or 300 calories light, and I was able to buy Girl Scout cookies, and I was doing like Eagles chants with a Girl Scout mom, and like going like GIRLSCOUT, Girl Scouts, and it was so much fun. And I got to dance with Billy Elmo, and that's just the Eagles chant story. Is what that is.
I love how quirky this town is. It's so awesome and special, and it's the best. And I missed it when I didn't live here.
You know what?
But I was always like defending our city, and then I was like, I got back here, and realized that it's so ridiculous. I mean, once you have to grease poles so people won't climb them like feral strippers, like what can you say?
You can say that we love this place, and then you know what else you can say?
What?
We all we got, we all we need. Do you know that? Do you remember that? Do you remember saying that? No, I do. No. I'm actually not originally a Philadelphian, my friend. I was adopted about 15 years ago by Philadelphia.
Oh, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Clearwater.
Clearwater, Florida?
No kidding, yeah. And get this. I had a Philly connect even then in my mind. My brother loved Pete Rose, and when Pete Rose played for the Phillies, he wanted to go to spring training and meet Pete Rose, and he went up to...
Which is in Clearwater, right? Isn't that where spring training is?
It's in Clearwater off of US 19, yes ma'am. It's off of US 19, yes ma'am. US 19 North. If you go US 19 South, like I did in high school when I didn't know what I was doing when I was first driving, I ended up in Holiday. I went too far. I got scared. Mom and Dad, where am I? Hey, buddy, where am I? You're in Holiday. Tony, turn around and go the other way. US 19 is a straight line. How did I screw that up?
Is Holiday, like, dangerous?
No. It's just not home.
It's not where you want to be. I getcha.
Anyway.
I'm like, how dangerous can a place called Holiday be?
Actually, anywhere in Florida is dangerous because it's at one point or hey, look, there's another graveyard. Call back. As George Carlin said. As George Carlin would once said, he said, plow them motherfuckers up. Use that land for something other than dead people.
Lovely.
Anyway. That's not lovely. I'm sorry. I went left. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, we were going to... My brother... I wasn't there, but I heard about this. my brother went to go visit Pete Rose in Clearwater during spring training, and he ran to Mr. Rose as he came out of the tunnel. My grandma was with him, and she kind of like, you know, when she spoke of him, she would always do so with like a little bit of a side eye, because he played for the Reds in Cincinnati. She's from Ohio. She lives in like a wide spot in the road called Lived. God rest her soul. She died in 92. You know, oh wow, 20 years ago, I think, 15 years ago. Anyway, my Doo-Doo, that was her nickname. I know it's funny. Doo-Doo and Pap Pap. Doo-Doo took Andy down to spring training to go meet Pete Rose, and he ran at him. And if you know anything about Pete Rose, he doesn't give away his autograph for free. Mm-hmm. He's dead too.
Boy, is all that debt.
He's dead too. So, like, fuck you.
No. I said he had all that debt from all the gambling.
I know, but he's also dead too. So, like, fuck you, Pete Rose. You can't run forever. Anyway, he's like, Mr. Rose, can I have your autograph? And he was like, get the fuck away from me, kid. And my grandma said, what did you say? And then she went overhand with her purse and was like, crack, right into Pete Rhodes' head. And security, like, escorted them off the grounds because my grandma hit Pete Rose in the head with her purse because he was nasty to her grandson.
Good for Doo-Doo.
I know, right? She was, a force of nature.
They're the best kind.
I know. Do you have any forces of nature in your life that are still with us?
No, my forces of nature, my grandparent forces of nature passed away, but my parents are pretty feisty.
That's wonderful. I bet you they are. You seem to have a very calm yet feisty energy. Am I reading that correctly?
I think I'm mostly feisty, but I try. It's funny. Whenever I'm on stage, I feel like I am in my head trying to slow down, but I talk pretty fast. And whenever I try, it never works. So I think I'm a relatively grounded person.
That's what it
is.
Maybe calm is not the word. And I see how grounded you are. If I may, can I talk about?
Please.
You're a parent. You have at least one child that I know of.
I have two that I know of.
One that I know of, two that you know of.
Two that I know of, yeah.
12 that everybody else knows of.
Right.
How would you be the last to know? That's weird.
I mean, you know, you drink, there are drugs involved when you're giving birth. You know, who knows? But I'm gonna go with two.
So, you're very grounded with your child when she was at, you know, doing her parkour or what have you, and it was really nice. You've got a really strong kid there. She's cool.
She's a character. Yeah. I mean, she certainly comes by it honestly.
Yeah.
But she is. She's a lot of personality, and she's terrific. It's always interesting trying to help her figure out how that's going to work, because strong personalities are not always appreciated. So it's like kind of finding your people and biding your time until you can be like your full self without having any issues.
May I make a supposition, if you don't mind? Would you
Please?
say that strong female characters are not appreciated versus strong male characters? Because I feel that might be a factor in terms of, like, I've been told since I was a little boy, first of all, don't cry. Second of all, you may take up space.
Yeah, I think little boys can just be a lot of energy, and little girls are too much.
That sucks, dude. I really hate that. I'm a girl dad. You know, I've got an 11-year-old. She was there doing circus, and
I know.
I try to instill upon her that, like, she can be polite but also take up space, and I think she's getting the picture, you know. And I think she's getting the picture because she is not growing up in the era that I grew up in. But I'm not saying the era that we're in right now is any. Oh God. I mean, I don't want to get.
It's certainly gone back, and no, it's gone back in the other direction. I think this. I think you should always just be yourself. Let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, but be good and take care of your business and keep your side of the street clean.
Yeah, but I also think too, like, if people don't appreciate you, don't waste your energy. You know, harness that energy for the right time.
Yeah. Right.
So I feel like often about, being quirky and being a big personality, it's about knowing when to be your full self. Not to not be yourself, but just, I don't know, like, why waste all of you on people that don't appreciate it? That's my
You know what I've been thinking about lately? You know how, like, when scientists discover, like, a new breed of, like, sea creature, and they're like, oh my goodness, look how interesting and quirky. They get energy from carbon dioxide, or they live where they're not supposed to, or it's really yucky or really dangerous. And this little critter's just like, yeah, that's what I do. I don't know, whatever. I'm not doing it for you anyway. I'm doing it for me because look where I live, whatever. So it's all about, like, your personal biology, your personal energy, your, like, whatever your hologram wants to produce physically, whatever your noise is, however your heart drum beats, whatever timing you're using there, like, if you do it for yourself first and pleasing yourself first, and then on the balance of that, be a good person. Even though you're gonna make mistakes, Don't go banging around trying to steal everybody's lunch, because, if you go around stealing everybody's lunch, the last person's lunch you steal is your own. Wait, hold on, that doesn't work. If you go around cutting everybody's throat, the last person's throat you cut is your own. I don't think you can steal your own lunch.
I think it's difficult.
Yeah, right? Like,
I just, I think as I've gotten...
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I don't think you can steal your own lunch. I think
you have to dress up and put on a different outfit, and then you can pretend
steal your own lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, so I think that that's just wonderful, what you've said. But more to the point, like, be someone that you can appreciate first, and then if you can appreciate yourself and truly appreciate yourself, people are gonna appreciate you. They're gonna gravitate to you, and if they don't, then, like, that's not your problem.
Yeah, and generally treat people in a reasonable way, and if they're not for you, they're not for you. I mean, that has been a big thing that we've talked about a lot, like me and my daughter. My son is younger. My daughter is 8.5 and my son is 6. Mm-hmm. And he just loves everybody and she's more discerning.
I was just thinking that word. Oh my God, you said discerning, and that word actually popped up in my head. Nicely done. Go ahead.
Thank you. But what I've tried to explain to her is, like, you're going to have to deal with people you don't like your whole life. As you get older, you can choose a little more, but it's a really good skill to be able to get along with people and get done what you need to do, and then spend your big energy and the rest of you and your time on the people that you really care about and enjoy.
I really like that, and I feel like you're talking to me when you say that. Not in a bad way.
I feel like, too, like, the more I do stand-up, I really like people. I really like connecting with people. Like, my favorite thing about stand-up, is that you sit down with this bunch of strangers and find a way to connect with them.
Stop real quick. May I? You're saying the best thing you like about stand-up is that you sit down? Come on.
They sit down.
Go ahead.
I stand up.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But, no, I mean, I love that. I love that there have been times where, like, I'm somewhere where I feel out of my element and I get nervous, but you just remember, like, we have so many things in common, just as far as, like, family and childhood and life experience and a lot of common ground.
Yeah, right. So, people are not as different as we make it out to be.
It's true. I mean,
other than the psychopathic billionaires that seem hell-bent on ruining everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
Enough about them. They are not going to hijack this podcast, Emily Epstein White. They've hijacked enough. There's another plane reference. Oh, God. Anyway, hey, listen, do me a favor. You need to send me LINKS for things that you're involved in. You're doing a show tonight. You're doing the Don't Tell show this evening.
Don't Tell tonight.
Yeah, and I can't turn this around that quick. That makes me feel crazy.
That is reasonable. Of course, next week is calm, and then there's more stuff. But I have.
I know you're not trying to make me feel crazy, and I love that you're on the Don't Tell show, and you're doing it where? It's in a mansion.
It's in a mansion. I can't tell you where.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not
Because
allowed.
it's don't tell. You know what I want to do comedy in? I want to do comedy in like inside of like a tractor tire.
That would be interesting. You know, they had one of the shows at the Philly Zoo, and I was really jealous I didn't get to do that one. I think would be really.
I want to
fun.
do a show in the Philly Zoo just for the elephants, though. No, just for the monkeys.
I think
no,
I'd
the
really
monkeys
enjoy
and the
that.
elephants. I want to be on an elephant doing a show for the monkeys.
Oh my God! You know, if they liked your joke, they would be very like.
Right.
There would be big feelings. You'd know. They wouldn't just like do the clap thing. They wouldn't be British about it. They would like.
They'd
let
bring
you
the
know.
house down. They'd be like,
Yeah.
right. But
Broken
you know what
animals,
else?
like,
If
you know, I
they
mean, it would be
didn't
great.
like your jokes, they'd let you know too. And especially if it's chimpanzees, they could run up on you and rip your arms off or something.
Also true, but luckily you don't really need your arms to do stand up, so you could finish your set.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, I might get after that point. I might get like mercy hires. Like, let's put this guy on the show. He doesn't have any arms.
Yeah, and he lost it doing what he loves, so there's also that.
Oh my God, he's been through the wars. Wonderful. Hey, this has been so much fun. Did you have as much fun as I did?
Fun. I did. I love having these conversations, and I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, and I appreciate you taking the time. This was wonderful. Send me some LINKS, and
Will do.
You already sent me a headshot, and I was going to say I almost said head case.
That I can't send you. You just have to sense it.
I don't need one, believe me. All right, friend Emily Epstein White. Take care. Have a great day, and happy Friday. Enjoy your show tonight.
Thank you, and enjoy your show tonight. Will I see you on Sunday?
What's happening Sunday?
Circus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Of course. Yes, she's doing globing. She's super excited about it. Yes, I will see you on Sunday. Yep.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Talk then.
All right. Talk to you later, Emily Epstein White. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Bye, Tony.
Oh, wow. That was Emily Epstein White, guys. Great conversation. She's a lot of fun. Local comic. Check out the links. Check out the sausage links. And check out your own links. If you don't have any links, go make some. All right, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.